Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and Arsenal have just lost their game against Newcastle at the St James's Park. The game ended 1-0, and the question is that whether the title challenge for Arsenal finishes with that game, with that defeated. Let's talk about this game. Like I'm quite disappointed, if I'm being very honest with you. Newcastle have not been in a really good form coming into this game. They have not won a single game in their last 5 games, and Arsenal, even though they are in they went into this game in not a good form as you would have expected from Arsenal, but you still thought that they would have gone to St James's Park and I get the job done. But unfortunately, like it was one of those games where it was just not our day. I just feel like that. The first half, I think we were quite better. Both It was quite an entertaining first half. Both teams really went at it, trying to get that first goal, trying to get the to get that goal. And Newcastle were successful in getting the goal. It was quite an end-to-end stuff. Both teams were pressing really high, and the counter attacks after when one team would lose a ball, that was quite entertaining to see if you are a neutral. And it was it was quite a close, quite competitive. And unfortunately for Arsenal, we just did not create a good enough chances, if I'm being very honest with you. All the last ball, we were literally missing that final ball. We were not able to get that final ball in place, and whenever we did, there were 2-3 chances when Martinelli had a good cross, Saka had a couple of good crosses, but there was nobody on the end of it. Havertz, he made a good cross, and Saka tried to head it over, but it was wide as well. So like there was not any. I cannot really point out a single chance where I would say like that was a chance where Arsenal had to score. Even though we played really good in that first half, but we really did not create anything. Newcastle, on the other hand, like they I think they basically played the almost like Arsenal in that first half. It was quite an open game, and they got the counter, a great cross from Anthony Gordon. Isak rose high, and he gets the goal. It was quite a well-worked goal. It was quite a good goal for Newcastle. Arsenal, on the other hand, it was not. It was just not there. It just felt like that. It was like not only was our open play game not good, and then the set pieces, we have become a very sort of an expert on the set pieces. It doesn't matter if it's a corner, which it's a free kick, we usually are able to score from them. And unfortunately, we were really bad at today on the set pieces. There was not a single corner that looked really threatening. We had the free kicks where I remember that Rice free kick, there was one person in the wall, and he goes and he hits that person. So it was not a good day. Second half, like instead of getting better, we became worse. If like it was flat, to be very honest with you. It was quite flat. Not a really again, like the first half. It was almost the similar scenario. Like we really did not create good enough chances. In the second half, the biggest chance I would say fell to Rice, at that to right at the end of the game. He has to score that header, a great ball, a great cross, and he easily beats his marker. The keeper, I don't think the keeper is going to save that. It's an open header, and he heads it wide. And I think that was the chance where we could have at least gotten a point. Apart from that, I really don't see any chances that were that close where we could have really threatened Newcastle. And it was quite a flat performance, quite a bad performance, if I'm being very honest with you. And it really did not look like it was the same team who played Liverpool last weekend. I just don't know what happened today. I think the players were really not up for it. I usually don't say this, but I just feel like they were really pathetic, to be very honest with you. And it was not just one player. Like I just felt the whole team was not up for it today. And for me, that is really not acceptable, especially when you are competing with a team like City. Now you have Liverpool as well, and most probably with what has happened today, it's quite possible that by the end of the weekend we could be out of the top 4. Forget about being the title challenge, you could be out of the top 4, and that is a big a big setback for Arsenal. I'm quite angry. I'm just not showing it because I'm angry, and then I'm like shocked as well. I'm quite stunned in a way that I cannot believe that they played like that, if I'm being very honest with you, because it was quite pathetic. It was quite shameful. You cannot go ahead and you cannot expect to play like this and get something out of it. Newcastle, to their credit, like they played really really good. I think the first half was very good from both sides. I keep on saying, but I think Arsenal, the levels that they have gone to, you cannot. That was an okayish performance from Arsenal. Newcastle were really good. They got the goal. I would say that they won most of the 50-50s, whether the physical 50-50s, they won really good. Their tackles were on point. It was a very good performance. And I think the main thing I keep on saying sometimes, like they really did not show too much respect to Arsenal. They just went at it and they just treated it as a normal game, instead of thinking that Arsenal are coming and it's a title challenging team and all that. No, they just went at it and they went toe to toe with Arsenal. I think that is why they were able to get that win. They played really good and they troubled Arsenal. They made sure that the midfielders don't really have enough time on the ball. Again, Saka, of course, it's now become a theme everywhere. It is like well, I don't know what in the team meeting it's basically done for that. It's going to be 2v1 versus Saka, and you have to do that. And again, it was a really really bad performance. Newcastle were really good. The way that Eddie Howe set up his team, it was really really amazing, and I think they totally deserved 3 points. I'm lost for words at the moment. And I said at the start of the video that for me, I think the title is gone. People are gonna say I'm being reactionary and whatnot, but City are 8 points above, and seeing what I have seen for the last 2 years, how we have fought and how close we have got, especially last year. It was just 2 points on the last day, and we still weren't able to win the game. And how City play, how ruthless they are. The last 2 weeks, the best example I will give you, like Wolves, that Wolves game, that Southampton game. Like City were really poor in those games. They were not really able to break down the opposition, but they still somehow get the job done, get those 3 points, and maintain their lead. And I think Arsenal today was one of those games that you are not playing good. I mean, we were shit. Let's be very honest with you. We were really really shit. We did not do enough. Forget about doing enough. We barely did anything. It was a really really bad performance, and I think it is this is like I really don't have words that I cannot speak. That's how it was really bad. I really don't have any other words. Like how can you go to a club like St. James Newcastle and play like that? Like, and the thing is, people are gonna come out and there's gonna be blame game, and you're gonna blame the manager. You're gonna see all of those people come out, and it's gonna be a fiasco. It's gonna continue like this until the next game. Is it justified to criticize Arteta for this game? The question is up in there. I don't think he got the tactics wrong. We played the same way like we always do. This is our style. This is how we play. They pressed really good in that first half. Again, I just think that we lacked creativity, but just because that we were not really able to get that final ball. That was a question. And Moreno really had a bad game. It showed. He got substituted quite quickly, and in came Zinchenko. He tried to mix things up by bringing in him, but still he was not able to do anything. So yeah, a very very bad performance, and a bad result for Arsenal. There is no other ways to describe it. And as I said before, for me it's now very very hard. Like you have to pray that City has to at least they have to lose 3 games, and it is a big task. Can it happen? It still can happen. It's quite possible, but knowing City, it will be very very hard. Now we have already played City, and again that we should have won that game. The only positive spin that you can put on this is like this is the first Arsenal game where we have dropped points, and the referee was not to blame. Like that is the only positive I can take out of it. Like that's the only thing I can. Apart from that, as I said that the City now basically have to lose 3 games, and we can defeat them at our home. Then you have to hope they somehow lose to Liverpool, they somehow lose to Chelsea, and whatnot. And the fact that I said that by the time the weekend end, we could easily be out of the top 4. Chelsea are playing United, which I think they are gonna win. Aston Villa, I think, are gonna win. So it's quite a possibility that we end this weekend out of the top 4, and that's quite symbolic just before the Champions League game as well. So then that Champions League game becomes very very important now for Arteta. Terrible start with the weekend for Arsenal fans, and we just now hope and we pray that some other results go in our way, which I don't think are gonna go in our way, but we can do just we can just hope. Like it was a really that is it for me. Like I don't want to drag on and make this video any longer. Because it's the same shit. Yeah, that's it for me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game. How bad Arsenal were, how good Newcastle were. Let me know what you guys thought of the game in the comment section below. I like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.